Every time you open a new AI chat, it feels like you're starting from zero again. You have to re explain your project, your tools, your setup, and everything you were working on before. That constant reset slows everything down. Most AI tools are built for one time answers, not long term help. Once the browser tab closes, the context you spent 20 minutes building is usually gone. And it's hard to build real momentum when your main AI assistant needs to be caught up every single day. Hermes Agent is an open source project from Noose Research that tries to work differently. Instead of resetting every time you log in, Hermes is designed to run on your own setup and work with different AI models. It acts more like a long term assistant than a temporary chatbot. It can remember your preferences, learn how your projects are organized, and get more useful the longer you use it. This graphic shows the main difference. A regular chatbot only exists while the chat is open. Hermes keeps running across different sessions, devices, and even weeks of work. So instead of just asking questions on a website, you're setting up a more permanent AI helper that can live inside your own workflow. To make that possible, Hermes uses a learning loop. When it runs into an error, finds a fix, or figures out a better way to do something, it can save that lesson and use it again later. That information is stored in two main ways. The first is active memory, which is the important information Hermes should always keep in mind. The second is deep recall, which is more like a searchable history of past conversations and work. This helps Hermes keep the useful context without overloading the AI with too much extra information. Real quick, make sure to subscribe if you get any value from these videos and leave a comment down below with any feedback. Let's get back to it. This matters because solving real problems usually takes trial and error. You might go through logs, test fixes, debug issues, and slowly figure out what works. Once Hermes finds a solution, it can turn that process into a skill. Basically, it writes down the steps so it knows how to repeat that same task next time. That means you don't have to explain the same complicated process over and over again. Because Hermes is meant to keep running, it needs a stable place to live. You can run it on your own hardware for just a few dollars a month, keep it isolated in secure containers, or deploy it to cloud services that only turn on when needed. Developers can manage these background tasks through a terminal interface and a dashboard that shows active sessions and system status. Of course, a long-running AI agent also needs safety controls. Hermes includes security features like container isolation, checks before running commands, and human approval before it does anything risky or destructive. That way, the agent can be useful and persistent, while still giving you control over what it can access and what it's allowed to do. Hermes can also connect to your existing tools through something called the Model Context Protocol. In simple terms, this lets the agent work with things like your GitHub projects, files, or databases in a more organized way. It also has a messaging gateway, so you can reach your agent from places like Telegram, Discord, or Slack. You could start a build task on your laptop, then check the progress later from your phone with a voice memo. Instead of being another app you have to open, the agent can show up in the places where you already communicate. In real use, that kind of continuity can change how people work. Developers can use Hermes for deployment checklists. Researchers can track findings across weeks. Content creators can reuse formatting and workflows. Small teams can use it inside Discord as a shared memory for ongoing projects. When you compare this to regular browser-based AI tools, the difference is clear. Standard chatbots make you repeat yourself. Hermes is built around longer-term memory, background tasks, and ongoing support. The bigger shift is moving away from temporary conversations and toward AI systems that can remember context and keep working over time. To use something like this, you have to go beyond simple chat prompts and actually deploy an agent into your own setup. So instead of talking to AI tools that forget everything, Hermes gives you a way to start building a more permanent digital teammate. You can find the Hermes Agent repository on the Noose Research GitHub if you want to start hosting it yourself.